Om Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye. Om. Dear friends, welcome to the Geeta. We were seeing the fourth chapter and we were seeing the shloka number 6. The shloka is by way of answer from Lord Krishna. Arjuna had a doubt. Arjuna's doubt was, I am your contemporary, I have been your playmate, and we have grown up together right from the beginning, and I know your parents also, I know that you were born to so and so. And how do you say that you are the person who first taught this particular wisdom to Lord Sun? So that is what is the question. And for that, Krishna was answering, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani. That is, we both, you and I, we had innumerable births. All those things I do remember, whereas you do not remember. So for that I explained to you that Krishna was talking from the level of whenever Krishna says I, he is not referring to the I as Krishna. And depending on the context, it is either that supreme reality called Brahma or that cosmic being, what we call the Ishvara for this whole universe. So here, of course, he is talking from the point of view of that Ishvara, cosmic being. So I am the Lord of this whole universe. So from that point of view, and what is this lordship? Lordship is something who is a Sarvagya, what we call omniscient. So that omniscient entity, what we call Ishvara. And this little being, Jiva also has some intelligence. We know that all the Jivas, starting from a small microbe, I was telling you yesterday, that starting from a microbe, even the bacteria in the stomach, and right up to the biggest animal which we know of, all these things, they do have some consciousness, not consciousness, they do have that intellect. In that intellect, this consciousness reflects in that intellect. So that is what we have seen. So from that point of view, Ajopisan, Avyaya, Aja, I was explaining the word Aja. Aja means something which is beginningless. Beginningless, the only thing which is beginningless is that consciousness. Then Avyaya, Avyaya means something which never depletes, which never diminishes, which never disappears. That is Avyaya. Vyayam means, Vyaya is expenditure. We say Adaya and Vyaya. Vyaya means expend. So Avyaya means something which never gets expended, which is always there. It was there in the beginning, it is there, and it will be there always. Eternally it will be there. That is the name of Avyaya. And Bhutanam Ishvaraha, I explained this word Ishvara, that is the cosmic being which is supposed to be the controller of everything. Then Prakriti, this is a word which we have to see. If you are having the text, you can see the shloka number 6. Prakritim swamadhisthaya. Prakriti is what? Kruti means something which is done. Prakriti, it is so well done, so well manifested. So prakarshena karoti, that is so well appearing in front of us. And how has this whole Prakriti come into existence? So what the point is, we say on one hand that Brahma or Supreme Reality is only of the nature of pure consciousness. It has nothing to do, it is not a person. And if it were to be a person, okay, we can happily say, yes, there is a person called God, there is a person staying in heaven, and that particular person came and then suddenly created all these things. We can say that. But Vedanta doesn't say that. Because Vedanta tries to examine everything in a very, very rational and scientific way. It doesn't talk like a religion. Religion, what does religion say? Religion says, yes, there is a particular person called God, there is a particular place called heaven, and this God is a man who is sitting in that heaven enjoying all glory. But Vedanta doesn't say that. Vedanta, only Purana level they say. Purana level, which is for the level of ordinary man, they say. But Vedanta says it is of the nature of pure consciousness. It has nothing to do with this universe. Then how do you account for this universe? So for that, this concept of Maya comes. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. Maya is said to be the manifesting power in that consciousness. Consciousness is manifesting as this Prakriti. If we want to use some modern words, if we want to use some modern physics, words from modern physics, what they say is, even scientists, we do not know whether, we are not yet sure, even science is not very sure, how this consciousness is manifesting as matter. When we break all these, when we break all these things into pieces, when we break everything, break a thing and go break the atom also, and then even subatomic particles and go down and down and down, then what is it we are seeing? We are not sure whether it is actually a particle or a wave. There is what is called a particular theory, there is called a wave theory. We do not know whether it is a particle or a wave or whether it is matter or energy, we do not know. And energy is becoming mass. So then again, that is the point. Of course, I am not saying that our people knew all that. I am not saying that our people, the sages who said the consciousness is manifesting as matter, I don't want to say that our people, the scientists, our philosophers, or our sages, or our rishis, they knew all modern physics. I am not saying that. They raised the fundamental questions. That is what I am saying. They raised the very fundamental questions, the questions which are there even today, which are not answered even today. So that is what we have to be sure. Whenever we say that, oh, our Vedas, they contain everything. Even my gurus, luckily I had gurus who were very, very practical in nature. My first guru was one gentleman called Pullela Sri Ramachandrudu, a very Mahamahopadhyaya and a highly learned man. He was always saying, we need not say that everything is there in the Vedas. We should not say everything is there, all modern science is there in the Vedas. We should not say. What is there in the Vedas, if we see, if we understand, and if we communicate to others, that is good enough. And another teacher, another Swamiji, a very, very famous Swamiji, that he is he is Tattvavidananda Saraswati. He is also a man whose feet are very much on the ground. So he also says, we should not claim that everything is in the Vedas. Vedas, they are that is the end, the beginning and end of all knowledge. We don't say that. We should not say that. Some people may be saying that, but people who really read Vedas, they don't say that. And what we have to say is that these people also tried to think in a very scientific way, in the very same scientific manner in which modern scientists are thinking. Because these rishis, they had no agenda to establish a religion. They had no agenda to say, yes, this is what is God, you have to worship this gentleman only. If you don't worship this gentleman, you will go to hell. Our people did not say that. Upanishads did not say that. So, maybe later days some Puranas may be saying, but Purana is not our final doctrine. Upanishads are our final doctrine. Geeta is the final doctrine. So, what we see here is Maya is something which is the manifesting power of that consciousness. And this, that manifesting power, it is appearing as this whole universe, and that is what is called Prakriti. And how is it manifesting? What is the degree of reality? We do not know what is the degree of reality. Even now, the science also says the same thing, what is called phenomenology. If you go to modern science and modern philosophy, also phenomenology, these modern philosophers who belong to them, who are in that school called phenomenological school, they tell exactly the same thing which Vedanta says. Only thing is, they told in the 20th century, our people told 5,000 years ago. So, our people also thought in a very, very scientific way, posed questions in a very, very scientific manner. So anyway, Sambhavam Yatma Mayaya Prakritim Swamadhishtaya. This Prakriti, this whole thing which we see, all this thing is an effect, is as a result of that manifesting power only, he says. And that Maya Vachinnam Chaitanyam, as we say, the Chaitanya or consciousness which is associated with that Maya is called that Ishvara or the cosmic being. That is the difference between the supreme reality and the cosmic being. Supreme reality is something which is totally unattached with anything. The cosmic being is that consciousness which is associated with Maya. So that is the basic difference. Of course, this is a very difficult concept, which is something which is all Greek and Latin for any newcomer. So I don't want to go deep into that. So it is enough if we know this. And then in order to know further, we have to read some more Vedanta texts like Viveka Chudamani, etc. And okay, there is a difference of opinion in various schools of Vedanta, even in our own Indian traditions. I will not go into that. Then we are coming to another very, very important shloka, that is 7th shloka. 7th shloka which says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. Most of us who have seen movies, we know this shloka. Because Lord Krishna appears in the divine form, there is what is called a Vishwarupa. And in all these movies in which Krishna is the dominant person, so we see that suddenly all these people, they try to capture him. Duryodhana and all these people, they try to capture him. And suddenly he appears in his Vishwarupa. And thereafter the film either ends or there is a shloka which says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati. Or Arjuna, Krishna himself teaching Geeta to Arjuna. And in that context, we know this shloka. So what does this shloka mean? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Oh Bharata, he is saying Bharata. We have seen this word Bharata. Bharata does not mean, we refer to our country as Bharata. Just to remind you, Bharata means, Bha means shine, intelligence. Bharata means some people who are interested in people who are interested in prakasha, people who are interested in illumination, people who are interested in knowledge. So we are all Bharatas. Bharata people we are people who are interested in knowledge. We spend a lot of money on knowledge. Of course, that is true also. Most of the Indians, we are prospering only because of our commitment to studies. So anyway, Bharata, Glanir Bharata, what Krishna is saying here is, whenever there is some disturbance to social order, dharma, I am very, very loosely translating it as social order. I will explain to you later. I will explain just shortly. Yada yada hi dharmasya glani. Whenever there is some sort of dislocation of that social order, and there is some rise, ascendancy of disorder. Whenever good forces are down and bad forces are up, abhyuthanam is rising, rise or ascendancy of all the bad forces. Then atmanam srujamyaham, then I create myself. So that is what Krishna is saying. So what does it mean? First let us see every word. So the first thing we have to see is yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati. Yada yada means whenever there is some crisis, whenever there is some social crisis, I am taking birth, which means what? It is not only one time, it can happen several times. That is the first thing we have to see. That is, it is not as though God appears only one time and then that is the one and final only. Not like that. It keeps on, because the society, it is a continuous flow. This human nature, not only human nature, this life on this planet or life in this universe is an eternal flow, is a continuous flow. So in that flow, there are so many ups and downs. And we have seen even in Kruta Yuga, there was good and bad. Treta Yuga, there was a fight between good and evil. Similarly, in every Yuga, there is a fight between good and evil. And then evil is an ascendancy. Whenever the evil is an ascendancy, then naturally, there is a need for some divine intervention. And that divine intervention is what is called avatara. So that divine intervention is what he is talking about. Yada yada hi, whenever. So that means it is not some one-time affair. So, a dharmasya glanirvavati. Now we have to see what is this dharma. Dharma again is a complicated word, not a complicated word. It is a complex word, let us say. Dharma does not mean religion. Let us see, first of all, what it is not, let us see. Dharma does not mean religion only. It also includes religion. Dharma does not mean ethics. It also includes ethics. Dharma, and what else? Dharma does not mean good behavior. It is not confined to good behavior. Dharma also includes good behavior. So all these, dharma is a word which includes, it is a sort of comprehensive word. So dharma, what exactly is it? It is not even so. It also includes a social order. The etymological meaning, if you see, we know what is called etymology. Etymology means how a particular word has come into existence. If we see the etymological meaning, it comes from a root called dhru. Dharanat dharma uchyate. Dhru means to hold, to sustain, to bear. Dharanat dharma uchyate means that which holds the society together. That which holds, that which sustains, that which keeps it or holds it from falling apart, from falling into pieces. That is what is dharma. So dharma is something which is uniting the whole society. And if dharma is not there, society will break into some groups. So that is what dharma is. Dharma means that which is a particular order, a universal order also, because dharma is something not confined to a particular region. It is not confined to a particular people. It is not confined to a particular caste or a particular thing or a particular state in a country. So dharma is something which is universal in nature. It is something which is applicable to all the human beings. And there is a beautiful definition for this dharma in both in Manusmriti and also in Mahabharata. The same shloka, I am going to tell a shloka. That shloka is there both in Mahabharata and also in Manusmriti. That shloka defines what is dharma. That dharma is vidvadbhis sevitas sadbhihi. Dharma is something which is followed by all learned people. Not only learned, but good people. People who are committed to truth. People who are committed to sat. Sat means here truth. People who are committed to sat. People who are committed to that knowledge of Brahman also we can take. People who are committed to truth. That is sevitaha sadbhihi. And those people, nityam advesha ragibhihi. Those who do not have any type of raga or dvesha. Those who do not have any preconceived notions. Those who do not say, tell me the man, I will tell you the law. Because nowadays they say, When you go to somebody and ask for some legal opinion, then they say, tell me the man, I'll tell you the law. So it is like that. So they are not like that. They are people who are highly judicious. They do not have anything called I and mine. They do not have any liking or dislike. They don't have any partiality to anybody. They don't have any hatred for anybody. They do not have any prejudice. Advesha ragam is there is no hatred, there is no attachment. So that means absolutely neutral, totally dispassionate. So such people. So number one is sadbhihi nityam advesha ragibhihi. Then hrudayena abhyanugnataha. That is, they are not telling from their lips only. They are telling from the bottom of their heart. Hrudayena abhyanugnataha. Hrudayam is heart. Hrudayena abhyanugnataha means something which they are telling from the bottom of their heart. And not only for lip sympathy, what we call lip sympathy. It is not as though they are uttering all this dharma just outwardly. Eduti manishiki cheppetandike we say. They are not doing it in order to tell others. They are not there only to teach morals to others, and they themselves do not follow. It's not like that. They themselves follow. They are the people who are following dharma very meticulously, and they are the people who tell from the bottom of their heart. From the bottom of their heart they agree, yes, this is what is dharma. So that is what is dharma. Hrudayena bhyanugnataha yo dharmastan nibodhata. This is a wonderful definition given in Mahabharata, also in Manusmriti. So dharma is something, if we see the overall meaning, what does it mean? Dharma is something, it is a social order. It is somewhat like constitution, let us say. The equivalent, the closest equivalent in modern society is the constitution of any country. The constitution, say for example, constitution should be equal to all. It should be judicious to all. So that is why we have got so many fundamental rights, equality, this, that, etc., equality of religion, freedom of religion, etc., etc. So all these things, they are there very much embedded in the concept of dharma. So this dharma is something, again if we want to see what it is something like largest good for largest number of people. It has to include all people. It should be judicious to all people. There should not be anybody who is aggrieved by that. That is covering all the people in the society. So that is what is called dharma. And whenever this dharmasya glani is what? Glani means hani. We know the word hani or something like that, like some sort of damage, some sort of decline, some sort of danger to dharma. That is, some people, they want to usurp all powers. Suppose let us say there is something like a constitution, but some people want to they want to go beyond the constitution. They want to usurp extra constitutional force or something like that we say. All these extra constitutional things they want to do. That is something which is dharmasya glani. That is, glani means danger, some sort of hurt. Glani is a hurt, danger. So whenever there is a hurt or glani to this dharma, then abhyuthanam adharmasya, when this adharma is something which is evil, what we generally call good and evil. We can say dharma, you can loosely call good. Generally we have got some idea. Every ordinary man, even uneducated man, has some idea of what is good and what is bad. So that what we call good is in decline or it is in danger, and what we call evil, maybe gundas, mafias, etc., is on the rise, let us say. So that is called evil. So abhyuthanam is ascendancy. Whenever that evil thing is rising, adharmasya tada atmanam srujamyaham, then I am creating myself. So that is what it means. So this dharma is something, is an important concept we have to see. And whenever this dharma is in danger, there is some universal law. There is some sort of universal, we can say principle, a cosmic principle, in which there is some sort of restoration of order. So this restoration of order takes place by way of some divine intervention. And what is that divine intervention? That is what is called avatara. We will see it tomorrow. Harihi Om Tat Sat.